Let's go. Legend. 1, 2, 3, go.
Hello and welcome to the Comic Con Community Podcast. I'm Paul and joining us tonight is actor known for Andor, Wonka, Fantastic Beasts, the list goes on and on. Nick Owenford. Welcome, Nick.
Hello, good evening, welcome. Hello, everyone.
How are you today? Very warm.
Good. It is very warm. It's a nice warm day, yes. I was saying I've got my fan on and I've got my water, so I should be all right.
So, as I just said then, you're in Andor, so we'll start there as people are massive Star Wars fans. So, auditioning for Disney Star Wars shows is notoriously secretive. So, what was the casting process like?
It is, yes. Well, when I first heard about it, it was given a code name, which was Pilgrim. So I wasn't 100% sure what it was. Got a good idea it might have been something to do with Star Wars. I didn't really know Andor was coming up, so that wasn't on my radar to start with. But yes, so I got a call from one of the second ADs. They're the ones that book us for the background featured roles. So I'd worked with him before. And he contacted me to say, "Are you available for these dates?" And luckily, I was available for all the dates that were there. But he didn't really say anything much more about it. So the first time I knew that it was Star Wars was at the costume fitting when I turned up for the fitting. So I walked into the room. Funny enough, I knew one of the costumers there, and he was smiling, and he was, "Hello, you're." I was like, "Yeah, very well, thanks." And I think he knew that we didn't know what we were doing really, and it wasn't until because all the costumes are in cubicles. So I walked to the cubicle and opened the curtains, and there was the ISB uniform hanging up in front of me, and I thought, "Oh my gosh, it's Star Wars, and I'm going to be a baddie." And I just thought, "Oh, I hope it fits me," because I thought I've put a bit of weight on. I hope all my measurements were correct, because you put all your measurements down and they have them all there, and they say these must be correct, and so I hope it's correct, and luckily it was. So that was the first time I knew about it, and then I went back and sort of did a bit of research on what was coming out and what was being filmed, so I knew what it was then. So
So you play an ISB supervisor.
Correct. Yes.
So how did you prepare for the role if you didn't actually know what it was?
Yeah, there wasn't much preparation really. I mean, I just read up. There's lots of info on the internet about the ISB and everything. I mean, I'm a big Star Wars fan, but I'm not. I don't retain much, to be truthful. All these big words and these big planets and things, and I forget what it is. So I knew it was ISB, and I've got a good idea, that it was part of the Empire and all that. But because you don't get to see any scripts until you're actually there, so you don't know what's going on or what to prepare for really. So you just go along, just to enjoy it, So.
So what was it like that first day when you walked on set and became in the world of Star Wars?
Yeah, no, it was amazing. I mean, the whole set was built. None of it was CGI. So the whole thing had been built at Pinewood Studios. We got there on the first day, got all our costumes on. So there was about, I think there's 16 of us maybe around the room. I think there's about 16 of us. And there were some extras as well, extra people dressed in the uniforms. And it's all we had to wear cloaks as we were going from costume across to the studio, in case there's any drones going across, or anything. So we're all covered up in these cloaks and that. And I was quite lucky really, because I'll tell you the story, because we were told to just go in the room and sit anywhere. So we were like, okay, so where should we sit? And it's like, so I went in and I thought, oh, where's the best place to sit? Not knowing who was sitting anywhere. So I thought I'll sit by the door, because then at least if there's any shots going this way of people coming in, I might get in the shot. So I sat right by the door at the back bit where it was. And then my friend Keith sat next to me here. Then there was Jonathan Cass, who does a lot of Comic Cons. And then I think somebody else sat down. And anyway, we all spread out. And then when the director came on, he said, "Oh, I'm really sorry." He said, "You're going to have to move." And it was Keith next to me. And he said, "I'm really sorry. One of the main actors is sitting there. So he had to leave, and then he hardly did anything over the 4 or 5 weeks that we did. He was in one scene that we did where we all ran in, I think. But I mean, luckily I sat in the right seat, so it was great. So I always look back on that. I think, oh gosh, if I'd have sat in Keith's seat, I might not have got used much. So poor Keith, but he did get in it. So eventually, but.
So going on the costume, the uniforms look crisp and clean. How long were you in it?
Yeah, we were in it all day. They had to sew us into it because they wanted to make sure it was all, there was no bumps or anything, so we were actually sewn into the suit. So we were in it all day once we got it on. Luckily the bottom half wasn't sewn up, so we were okay that part. The only problem I had was the boots. The boots were an absolute nightmare to get off at the end of the day. A lot of us we could not get them off. If we'd have been able, because we weren't allowed to take cameras with us. So, but if we'd have got a shot of us taking these boots off, it would have been hilarious because we were all having to sit on each other and get between the legs and pull off these boots. So that was the most memorable one. And I do say, I tell a little story about, because the Peter Cushing story, where he never wore any boots. He only wore his slippers all the way through filming. So, and somebody said to me, "Well, you were under a desk. Couldn't you wear anything?" And we were like, "No, we're not as high as Peter Cushing. He could get away with it. We were just told, we had to wear these boots." So yeah.
Like you say, you're in it all day. You're obviously not shooting all day. So how do you keep it clean, crisp? Like you said, no bumps, no fingers. Are you just like all day?
Yeah, we were like that all day. And at lunchtime, they covered us up again with these cloaks so that we didn't get anything over us. So yeah, that was quite important. The costume were there the minute they called for lunch. They were there. You must put this apron on. Put this apron on. We're like, yeah, no problem. So yeah, it was difficult to try and keep it clean. But I mean, they were. They'd have been there, I'm sure, cleaning it off if they needed to. I've got a feeling somebody tipped some coffee over there really badly, but they did get it out ready for the next time we were there. So, but yeah.
I can just imagine, would you like a hot dog for your lunch and then tomato ketchup and mustard all over it?
Yeah. No, they're very good, the costume people. Yeah, they're very good. So.
Was it uncomfortable?
No, not really. No. It was. We filmed March. It was March, April. Yeah, March, April, and May. So it wasn't too warm. So it was quite nice. The studios are quite cool. We were sort of the set was built on one of the stages, and there was always the door was open, so it was always nice and cool. So it wasn't not uncomfortable. No, not at all. No.
That's good, considering you're going to be in it all day. You want something. You don't want something uncomfortable.
No, definitely not.
Did you or the crew create a specific backstory or name for the ISB characters?
No, unfortunately not. No, I wish I could say we did, but no, we didn't. No, I mean, a few months after it had come out, somebody said to me, "Well, what's your character name?" I said, "I don't know. We weren't given one." And somebody said that eventually you'll get one. Somebody will give you a character name. You'll actually be ISB supervisor, whoever, but nobody has yet. So if you can think of one, put it out there.
So it was basically when you turned up, the script was you're going to be this and that's it. And
yeah, because none of the scripts. I mean, they're very strict with the script. So we didn't know any of the scenes until they were actually played. So we were sitting there and we didn't know what the story was, and it's all done out of sync as well. So there's no way of us knowing what was going on. We knew Andor was, they were trying to get Andor and trying to find these bits of machinery and all that. They were trying to find, and even like these big names. I mean, Anton Lesser, God bless him. I mean, he did his long speeches and he was spot on every single time, but he was coming out with all this jargon and we were sitting there thinking, got no idea what you're talking about. But yeah, we're just going to look as if we know what you're talking about. So and all these planets he was naming, I was thinking, I think I've heard of that one, but I'm not sure. So but yeah, and there was good. I mean, it was great on set because nobody. I mean, when we when they said action, we were in it. We were straight faced and everything, and being told off by Anton or something. But as soon as it was cut, I mean, it was really good fun, and everybody was laughing and joking and making fun.
You didn't know? Did you not know what it was called? Did you not know?
Oh, we did by then.
Anything? Or you did?
Yeah, we knew by then, and then I'd looked, and then I realised it was a prequel to Rogue One. So we knew it was a prequel. Originally, they said it was going to be 5 series, but as you know, it went down to 2. So, which I think is good, really, because I think it worked. I think if they'd have dragged it out too long, I think it may not have been, as good as it is, because it stands up really well. I think in the Star Wars world, whenever I do conventions and Comic Cons, everybody comes up and says, it's the best out of all the TV series. And it was a slow burner. I mean, I think first 3 episodes, people were going, "Oh, this isn't very good." But as soon as it got started, I think everybody loved it, which was great. So.
Well, I think that's what we're all seeing now. Like, if anybody's on Instagram or Twitter or just scrolling through your phone and you come across these Andor videos, people talking about the reviews, I think 9 times out of 10 you'll see everybody saying it's the best thing Star Wars has ever done.
Yeah, I mean, there was something came out on May the 5th, the day after May the 4th, and it said that the most watched thing on May the 4th was Andor. At the ratings, it was the most watched thing that people watched. So that's nice,
So what was it like on set? What, because you're in all that, like you said, this big studio, everything looks real. You were in Star Wars at that time.
Yeah,
is that how it felt? You're thinking, I'm actually on a ship, or I'm actually,
Yeah. I mean, it's just a bit surreal, really, because I mean, I've watched Star Wars since I was 7 or 8. And I went to the cinema 3 or 4 times over that summer when it first came out, because it was like, nothing like you'd seen before. So to be sitting there, it was just like, oh my gosh, if my 7-year-old self could see me sitting here, they wouldn't believe, that I was sitting here. And there were great scenes to do as well, because we got no idea what was going on outside that room, really. So we just sort of spent 5, I think it was over 5 weeks. We did all the. I was in 6 of the episodes out of the 7, out to the 12, sorry. And then we did a few days at Canary Wharf, some of the outside scenes where we were walking along. So that was nice to get out and do a bit of that. But again, that was very, the paparazzi were there taking photos, and we were all covered up. And but there's plenty of photos out there on the internet of us filming on those days. You can see them. So, but yeah, no. So it was great. It was good, really good to do. So,
did you ever get to see Diego Luna?
No, he wasn't in any of our scenes, unfortunately. No. Kathleen Kennedy, she came onto the set, which was quite nice.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so that was nice to see her. She came sort of a few days before we finished. She came onto the set and said hello to us and that. So that was nice, because I've heard so much about Kathleen, and all the films she's been involved with. It. So that was nice to meet her. So that was good. And all the main actors were really great. They're really, really lovely. Denise is lovely. I mean, she's really nice.
Yeah, I've met Denise. She's really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, no, she is, and she was the one that kept us laughing. Really, she'd come out with some, jokes and stuff while we were in between the shoots, sets. So that was good.
So did you get to see any of the other sets, or was it just where you was and that was it? You were
Yeah, on the same set as us, there was the set where all the goldies, or when they steal all that money bit in one of the episodes, when it looks like rolled up gold pieces, and it was all down the side of the room. So we got to see that. So we were having a look and having a walk around that. So that was good. But no, none of the other stuff we didn't see. So a lot of the outside stuff was filmed in Marlow, which is which is back up the M40 a little bit. So they took over a whole old quarry mine there. So that's where a lot of the outside scenes were filmed. But I didn't do any of those, unfortunately. But yeah.
So I'm assuming you had to sign an NDA.
Yes. So I shouldn't really be talking.
No. How long was it when you filmed? Did Andor actually come out? How long did you have to, like you said, keep it secret, keep it quiet?
Yeah, well, we filmed, as I say, it was March, April, and May 2021. Wow. So it's like, I know. So you think back now, it's 5 years ago, but it doesn't seem like that. And we actually filmed on May the 4th. I actually filmed on that day, so it was like, we filmed on May the 4th. And May the 5th was our last day, actually. So so we couldn't really say much. I mean, I could tell family and friends, and things that I'd done, sort of thing. But again, we weren't allowed our camera, our phones on set, so we had no, photos of anything of us in our uniform. So the only time we got to see ourselves in it was actually on screen. So.
Also, you've got actually no photos of yourself in the uniform or
No,
anything like that.
not at all. No, they take our phones off us in the morning, and we don't get them back until we get them back at lunchtime. But we again only for a couple of minutes, and we have to stand next to the security guard, and you're covered in the thing. So I know a couple of people that went to the toilet with their phone,
Ooh.
and they've got a couple of photos of themselves, but I didn't, unfortunately. But so yeah.
Oh, you was a good boy. You was following your NDA.
I was definitely, yeah. I don't do it on all the films, but yeah.
So, if you could own one prop, costume, or set piece from Andor, what would it be?
Oh gosh, I'd love the badge, which I have bought a replica of my three square blue squares, so that would have been nice to keep. And also, I've got one of the like pen things that went in our lapel, but again, just a replica.
Yeah.
So it would have been nice to have kept those. And we have those nice, nifty little computer things on our desk, which they kept moving around because if you weren't, I don't think they got enough for everybody. So if you weren't in shot, it went to somebody who was in shot. So it was all these lights were going on it and everything. So that would have been quite nice to have. And of course the uniform, but no, I just wonder where they are now. I'm just waiting for them to come up on auction anywhere. I'm thinking, I wonder if they come up on the props auction somewhere. So
you're saying you were stitched into the suit. So would that suit fit anybody else?
No, they were all made. No, they're all made to measure for us at the start. So that as I say,
So it's a bit of a shame that they can't give it you then, really, because they only fit you.
Exactly.
It's no good to anybody else.
Unless it went. I mean, unfortunately, I didn't do series 2. So I don't know whether anybody else used my uniform afterwards. I mean, they may have done, but you know, but the ISB weren't as prominent in the second series.
No.
You know, around the table. Jonathan, my friend, did the second series, and a lot of I don't know if it was a different director, but a lot of the scenes were blurred in the background. You know, you could see them sitting there, but they weren't, you know, prominent. And that happened in a lot of the ISB scenes when I was watching. You know, it was mainly fixed on the main actors sort of thing. So yeah. So I'm glad I did series 1. I'd love to have done series 2, but there was a bit of a mix up with that, and I should have done it, but I ended up not doing it. So that was a shame. So
did you say you filmed it at Pine Studios?
At Pinewood, yes. Yeah, we're at Pinewood. Yeah. So that's yeah. Sorry, I don't know if you've never been down to Pinewood. So
no,
I mean,
I've not.
Oh, it's brilliant.
What's it like to get in there? Is it all security up to the?
Oh yeah, yeah. Actually, I'm there tomorrow. Actually, doing a costume fitting.
Right.
So yeah. So I've got to be down there at 8:30 tomorrow morning. So
is that another secretive project for the next 5 years?
Yeah, no, I don't think it's a big. I don't think it's a big thing. It's a film, but I don't think it's going to be as big as Star Wars. But yeah. Yeah, so yeah, no, Pinewood's great. I mean, it's been going for 100 years or so, hasn't it? All the Carry On films were filmed there, and I mean, I'm a big Carry On fan. So whenever I go down, there's all the plaques on the wall of the Carry On star. So they're taking photos, and so yeah, so it's great. It's got a great feel about it when you go down. So and then they did the Bond films there, of course, the Bond stages.
They did, yes.
So yeah, so that's there as well. And then
we're still waiting to hear about the new Bond.
We are, yes, yeah. It's not me. I can't. So,
so have you watched season 1? Have you watched it back?
Yeah, funny enough, I watched it. I watched it the first time, and then I went back and just looked at my little bits so I could take screenshots of the episodes. But I've started watching it again because it's on Sky now, isn't it? They've put it on Sky.
It is, yeah.
So I've started watching it again. Yeah, and it's great. I think it's really good. I went to see The Mandalorian last night, and I thought I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. It was full of action, you know, quite mainly jumping places. I thought it was quite scary in places. Have you seen it? No
I have seen it. Yeah, we will. Yeah, no spoilers for the podcast, but yes, I have seen it. But I just thought it was because TV shows now that they're putting on the Disney Channel and Netflix and all these Amazons and stuff like that. I think the TV shows now are big production movies. If it makes sense. So when you actually went to the film, I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong, but I just thought it was a big long TV episode. And
yeah, it did feel like that.
not
Yeah.
like a movie. You know, like going to
Yeah.
the cinema to see a big movie. It just didn't feel like that because it felt no different from the actual TV series. Just
Yeah,
a
it felt
longer
like just
episode.
a longer episode. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but
No,
I
but I
still
enjoyed it.
enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I think there was a bit in the middle where I thought, oh, this is going a bit. I could have got rid of this little bit and got on with it. But apart from that, no, I thought it was really good. So yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Well, in season 1, where I don't know if you remember, Cassian gets arrested on the
Yeah.
beachfront. Yeah.
Oh yes, yes.
That was filmed in Cleverleys,
It was.
which
Yes.
we are actually running a community comic con that far
You did. You
in
told me
Lytham.
that.
Yeah, so it's quite good that there's that bit of a connection there, and there's
Yeah.
actually a meetup. They do a Star Wars fan meetup. I think it's the 5th of July this year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so and they do it there where they actually film that bit. So
Because
it's
I think
quite cool.
Because there's a lady who does she drink something and then she's right in camera in one at the beginning.
Yeah,
She's done a couple of comic cons. I've not met her, but so it'd be nice if you could get her to come down. Really, I don't know her name.
it would be. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try and find her name for you because I know she's done a couple of comic cons. But yeah, so are you far from there? You?
I'm in Manchester, but the
you're
Comic Con that we're running is in Lytham.
right.
And it's a community Comic Con. It's free entry for the community, really. So people come down, have a good day, and we have a lot. Like I said, we have a lot of cosplayers, we have a lot of
Yeah.
traders, we have guests. So yeah, it's a good day. But it's just good that it's got that connection. So like I
Yeah,
said,
no, it's great.
From
And
Cleverleys.
I'm sorry I can't be there, but I think it was the day after I get back off my holiday, isn't it? And
It was, yeah.
yeah. So,
But I'm sure we'll get you the future one.
yeah, no, that'd be great. That'd be good, lovely.
So we have the 501st Legion. You was an
Yes.
honorary member, I believe.
That was great. Yes, that was when I was up in Blackburn a few weeks ago. That was a real surprise. Yeah. So that
at Star Wars Fun Day that I saw you at?
That was at the Star Wars Fun Day, yes, at Blackburn Rovers Football Club, run by Neil and Paul. A brilliant event. If you've never been, do go along. They've been doing it for years.
It was a good day, yeah.
Yeah, they do a lovely evening before as well. For charity, they do a sit-down meal the evening before, which was lovely to meet all the fans, which was great. And then the next day it was really busy, so it was nice to see everybody really. But yeah, so
and
how
did that come about? Getting honoured by them.
I know. I no idea. Apparently, you have to be you have to be approved by Disney. They were saying, and you have to be approved by the American 501.
I think you have to get knighted by Grogu or something like that.
Yeah. That would. So that's great. Apparently, if they have any events, I'm invited to them, and I get free drinks. Apparently, that's what they said. So
wonderful.
I'm going to try and keep them to their word.
Did you have a good day that day?
Yeah, no, it was really good. No, it was a great day. Yeah, it was a lovely venue. I mean, it was really well organised. You know, they did a really good event, and there's always a lot of people there, and it's just lovely talking to people about things that that they love, and and things that I've been involved with. Not just Star Wars. It was all Peaky Blinders and things like that. And Wonka and that. So it was lovely to speak to everybody. So I enjoy doing the Comic Cons. I mean, it's great. I've not been doing them that long. Started them in the end of 2024, and I've done a few. I've been to Italy, which was really nice. I did one in Italy for 5 days, so that was a good one. So so it's always nice to meet people. So, but I'm a bit of a
it's always good to have that interaction, isn't it? That chat, and like I say, people want to hear what you've got to say of your work, and like I said, being on set, because we don't get to be on set, so we don't know what it's like. And like you say, and people talk about the secretive of Star Wars and Disney, but we don't actually understand it or know how bad it is until, like we say, we speak to people like yourselves.
Yeah, I mean, when I started the Comic Cons, they'd started filming season 2, and of course I knew I wasn't in it, but I couldn't say whether I was or I wasn't in it. and Jonathan Cass was the same, but he was in it, so we were both having to say, well, we can't really say, and it was it's difficult, yeah.
Have you met the other two Andor guests before? Was it Richard Delaney and I can't think of the other guy's name.
There was Richard, and there was Anton, the other Anton. Anton Lesser, yeah. No, I'd not met them before because they weren't in any of our scenes. But you do get to meet them now at different Comic Cons. You know, I've met people. You know, I met Anton again, Anton Lesser. We did a big one down in Weybridge in November, where they got a lot of us from around the ISB table. So that was nice. So it's nice to see them again, because I mean, you know, you don't really get to talk to them on set. You know, that they're off to their dressing rooms and we're off to our holding area, and you don't really get a chance to talk to them. You know, and Anton Lesser's really lovely. You know, he's quite shy. You know, he's quite a little shy little thing, and he's like, oh yeah, you know, and he's like, so yeah, it was nice. It was nice to meet them.
I thought it was good that your Q&A that you did, though, because all three of you felt like you'd all knew each other. Because not one of you was like, "Who are you?" Oh,
Yeah,
you know, it was really good because you was all bouncing off each other, so it was a really good Q&A.
Yeah, it's acting.
Except for someone turned up late.
Yes, I know. I couldn't get away from the table. It was like I didn't realise you were all waiting for me. I thought
we're all sat there thinking, "I'm sure there's supposed to be three of them."
Yeah. So,
I was saying to my wife, I don't think Nick showed up because I hadn't seen it, I hadn't gone round. And I was like, I need to get an autograph off Nick. I don't think he's turned up.
No, I didn't know I was doing it until they said, "Can you come and do a Q&A?" I said, yeah. And whatever time it was, 2 o'clock or 11 o'clock, I can't remember what time it was. I said, yeah. But then I had a queue at the table then, and there was a man there waiting, saying, "Can we take you?" I said, "Yeah, I'm just gonna sign this." And so, but no, it was nice. Yeah, it was nice to hear their stories as well, which I'd not heard. You know, and their you know, their take on what they filmed. So it was nice.
I was quite shocked that Richard had never seen Star Wars, to be fair.
Oh, did he say that?
He said. I think you missed that bit, but yeah, he said he'd never seen any Star Wars. And I don't know how old he is, but a man of his age, I'm sure we all would have seen it, like you said, as children and stuff like that. So it was quite crazy.
Unless he was just a little bit older and he missed it. He was in his late teens maybe, and he was out drinking. So maybe.
Yeah, but it was always on at Christmas on our TVs, wasn't it? So I'm quite surprised he hadn't seen that. But
well, I spoke to somebody there, and they'd never heard of Birmingham, and I was like,
"Oh, okay."
I'm from Birmingham. It was like, "You've never heard of Birmingham? No, where's Birmingham?" I was like, "Oh, okay, right."
So every time you drive on the motorway and you're like this, bump, you've hit Birmingham.
Yeah, you've hit Birmingham. That's right.
So, as a kid, what was your favourite Star Wars film?
I think Empire Strikes Back was my favourite one. I think I need to go back and watch them again, because I mean I watched them when my daughters were little and growing up, but you know, I haven't watched them since. So I keep saying to myself, I must sit down and just watch them, you know, in the order they were supposed to be. Although I don't think the 1, 2, and 3, the prequels are I don't think they've stood the test of time really. Whereas I think the originals have. Looking back,
I think with what I've, like I said, been hearing and stuff, is the prequels have actually gone up more, because, like I said, people didn't like them. People didn't like them when they first came out, but now people are actually liking them now.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's because of the animated, because I love the animated versions, like I said, the Clone Wars and the Rebels.
Yeah, I've never seen any of those.
Honestly, they're brilliant. So the Clone Wars actually explains Anakin's story. So you actually see Anakin as a Jedi, which in the films they don't really see that. So you actually see him as a working Jedi in the Clone Wars. So you get that. And there's a character in it called Ahsoka.
Oh yes,
she's not in any of the films. Yeah, and she's fantastic, and she's become one of the best characters in Star Wars.
Yeah,
just because of that.
Because
Ashley Epstein's making a killing.
And there's a second series coming out as well of that, isn't there?
As what?
Of Ahsoka. There's a second series coming out.
Yeah.
So that'll be out soon, hopefully. So, have
you seen that, or Obi-Wan, or?
Yeah, I've watched all of them. The only I loved Obi-Wan, and I loved. I haven't finished watching Ahsoka yet. And then I've started the Skeleton Crew as well. I think I've watched a few of those. Yeah. But there's so much on. It's trying to catch up with everything, isn't it? It's the problem.
Well, the first one, actually, that's supposed to be the first actual one, is The Acolyte.
Right. No, I haven't watched
they've
that
done
yet.
A TV series of that, but it's only one season and it got cancelled. So
that's right.
So you've, like I said at the beginning, you've worked on other projects, major projects like Wonka and Fantastic Beasts, Mary Poppins.
Not the original.
Not the original. How did they compare to Star Wars? Like, like the set, was it a completely different world, Star Wars to
Yeah,
them, or
but
is it
still
Eddie
again,
on par, or
yeah, still again amazing because I'm into musical theatre and my background is musical theatre, so I've done a lot of stage musicals. So to be in it, sort of like Mary Poppins Returns was like a great experience because I was on Cherry Tree Lane, so I was one of the residents on
right?
Cherry Tree Lane. So the set for that was just out of this world. I mean, it was just like the original 1964 film. I walked onto the set and I got quite emotional because I thought, oh my gosh, they built the whole lane, Cherry Tree Lane, with all the blossom trees that were wired up on motors so that they were swaying in the wind. I mean, it was
Oh, wow.
just amazing. And then every single house was built all the way along, full size, and the cobble street. And you think to yourself, after this is finished, it was all pulled down. So that was great to do. And I did most of the last.
Dick Van Dyke's a god in it, so.
Well, actually, I got to see Dick Van Dyke because he visited the set the day we were filming. And if you get the DVD extras on the Mary Poppins DVD, you'll see him walking down the street, and I'm standing outside Cherry Tree Lane with my stick and my hat and my coat as he's walking towards me. So that's a great little thing that's on the DVD. I think, oh, there's Dick Van Dyke. And to meet Angela Lansbury as well, which was great. She was in her early 90s then when we did it. So to meet her was great, and Lin-Manuel Miranda because I'm a big Hamilton fan as well. So it was great to meet him. So that was good to do, and then Wonka as well. Being a big Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory fan, the 1971 one. That was amazing to do as well. So that was good, and we got to do the dance numbers as well. So we were in a lot of the dance bits as well. So it was brilliant. No, it was great. So
Did you think Wonka lived up to, like you said, the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Do you think they did a good job with it?
I think it worked really well because I think there was lots of little winks to the original film, some that you don't see unless you were there as well. Because there was one we were doing a scene. There was a big dance number, and then it cuts. You might see if you watch it again. It cuts and everybody leaves, and all that's left is a bucket on the set, which I think is because of Charlie Bucket. It's just left there on its own in the middle of. If you go back and have a look at it, it's in the middle of the gallery gourmet, where all the shops were. And when we were filming it, I said to my friend, I said, "Look, there's a bucket there just been left," and it was like that's such a great little Easter egg, for that sort of thing. And there was there was just some nice little nods to it, and in the music as well, there was nice little nods to the original film. And I went to the cinema 7 times to see it, so it was
So you did enjoy it, yeah.
Yeah, no, I did. Yeah, I was a big kid when I was watching it. So.
And what was the Harry Potter world like? Fantastic Beasts.
Again, that was great. I did all 3 of them. So the first one, most of the film bits I did were on the New York street. So they built most of the New York street, and then a bit of it was CGI above. Yes, I did that in the first one. The second one, I'm in the circus. There's a circus scene where she changes into a serpent. And we're all around the cage thing. So I'm there with this massive big moustache, which they put on, which was great to wear. Did that, and then the third one was great because we did the tea. There's a tea scene, so we were in all that tea scene, and then we were in the sit-down dinner when Mads Mikkelsen comes in for the first time, which I was a bit upset because I'd never met Johnny Depp, and I was hoping that he was still going to be kept in the film, and if he had been, he'd have been right next to me. Yeah, and it would have been great. But I've never met Johnny Depp, so that's one of my heroes, which I'd like to meet. But I think Mads Mikkelsen did a really good job. I thought he did a really good job in it. And that was good because we did all the bit. There's the stunt bits where there's a whirlwind goes through the room. So there was all these wind machines going and everything, and we were running away from them. So that was a good bit of action to do. So and it's great because Harry Potter's really popular as well. So it's a nice franchise to be involved with. So.
And you mentioned before Peaky Blinders. How did that come about?
Yeah, Peaky Blinders. I mean, as you can tell, I'm from Birmingham. I suppose you can tell by the accent. So yeah, Peaky Blinders was great to do, but none of it was filmed in Birmingham. So
some of it was filmed in Stockport, but not far from me.
That's right. I did. I think I did the first series. We were up in Leeds, and I was the only one with the Birmingham accent, and everybody else was trying to do this Birmingham accent, and I hadn't got any lines to say. I was just in, just in it, sort of thing. And I thought it must be really difficult because all the crew were from Liverpool, so they must have had all the crew around them talking with the Liverpudlian accent. So it must have been difficult for them to do, to get the Birmingham accents. And I think the first series it was a bit dodgy, but I think it got better as the series went on. But yeah, so a lot of it was filmed in Liverpool, Leeds. They came down to the Black Country Museum, which I did. I was one of the Tipton tunnellers in series 3. So we did all that around the canals at the Black Country Museum. But that's as far as they got near, to Birmingham. And if you live in, you live in the Black Country in Dudley, that is not Birmingham. So they can't say that they filmed in Birmingham. But then they did the film, The Immortal Man, which I did a couple of days on that as well. So, but that was definitely filmed in Birmingham. So we did a few days there. And then there's the new series now, which is being filmed in Birmingham as well. So.
Yeah, like I said, I know they did some filming in Stockport because, like I said, we're a drover in there, and it was because we have a cinema called the Plaza, and I think they did because of the building. It's really old, and it had that style kind of thing that they were looking for. So I think that's why.
Yeah, well, I came up to do. We did all our bits for the Tipton Tunnellers. We did all our bits at the Black Country Museum, but then we had to go up to Stockport because they did some of the filming outside. Because in the episode we dig this tunnel. Which is supposed to go up into the Russian house where you're supposed to be stealing all these jewels and everything. So we filmed all these bits down at the Black Country Museum, and then they wanted us to emerge from the tunnel at the at the other end. So they blacked us up with mud and everything. We were covered in our hair, we were all horrible mud and stuff. And we filmed that. And then when the episode came out, they cut the whole thing. It was just Killian came up out of the thing, and that was it. You didn't see any of us come out, so that was a shame.
So is this your life? Is this your life being extras on different sets? Is this a full-time job?
Yeah, I mean, I've done it since I was 16, so this is my 40th year of doing it. When I've always done theatre, at school and amateur theatre, in Birmingham. So I'd always done that, but then I'd always had a job as well. So I was working and then trying to get a day off and having a holiday there or getting somebody to swap a shift. And that went on for many, many years. And then I got married, had children. And then my wife very kindly said, well, you can go down. Why don't you go down to 3 days a week or 4 days a week? I think it went down to first. And then I went down to 3 days a week. And then eventually, sort of 10 years ago, I took voluntary redundancy from where I was working, and it's been full time since then. But it's a very precarious job, you haven't got regular money coming in, you're waiting for the next job to come, which same for any actor, and even the big actors, they're waiting for their next jobs, and as soon as their money runs out, they haven't got any money, sort of thing. So it's it's not as glamorous as you think, so you're waiting for your next one. I mean, I've had quite a good year this year so far. I've done a 2 months on a new series which is coming out on Channel 4, which I can't talk about yet, but so that was a nice little job to do. And then I've had a few more days on another film, which was really good, which I can't talk about. And then I've done another few days on another film, which
you can't talk about.
Well, I can't talk about. It's about a very famous band.
Okay.
Yeah. And then today I've been confirmed on another film, which is a really big film. So if that does happen, which I've been confirmed, but you can be dropped at the last minute. That's the only problem with this sort of work. You're expecting 3 weeks work, and then they say, "Oh, we only want you for 1 day now." And you're like, "Oh, okay." And you've changed everything. You've cancelled your holiday. You've done all this, and then they cancel it. But yeah, so hopefully that'll come out. And then there's one that's coming out in October, which is a really big film with a really big star in it, who I think is going to win an Oscar for his performance in it. And that should be interesting to see, because it was a very strange few weeks of filming. And the concept sounds amazing, but I hope it's not one of these Marmite films where, it's like, you think, oh, this is going to be good, and you either love it or you hate it. But yeah, so that should be out in October, and I think that'll be quite big. So hopefully you'll see me a few times in that. So that'll be quite good to do. To see.
So I'm going to put you on the spot now. Like I
Okay.
said, I've seen your IMBD. You're in 131 things,
Yes, I know.
which is the best film set you've ever been on.
Oh gosh. Apart from Star Wars, Andor, and apart from Cherry Tree Lane, I think Ghosts. Have you seen Ghosts? Did you like Ghosts? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it was good. Yeah.
yeah, so being in Button House was great. So that was quite a good one to do, because I'd watched the first series of Ghosts with the family and we loved it, and then to get a little part in that in season 2 and actually go up and meet everybody and see where it was all filmed. So that was quite good. There's lots really. I need to sit down and think which, but some. I mean, you get to see some amazing places. Last year I filmed in the Old Bailey, which I probably would never be able to be in the Old Bailey, and things like that. And then stately homes we go and visit and film in different things. So yeah, no, it's great, and little villages that you would never. I did the sheep detectives. Has anybody seen the sheep detectives?
I've not seen it, but I saw that I was like, oh
yeah,
it's on that as well.
Yeah, so that was a nice few weeks, and that was a little village. I can't remember the name of it, but apparently it was they used it for Chitty Bang Bang. I think when the car drives through the little village at the beginning. So that was nice to do. So but I do write all these. You have to write all these places down, because I think, well, where did we film that, and where did we film that? We were on holiday earlier in the year with my wife and daughter, and we drove past somewhere, and I read the sign. I thought, 1 mile to this place. I thought, I'm sure I filmed there, and I'd only filmed there like a month ago before, and I couldn't remember. And it was the little village on. There's a Channel 4 thing, Murder. Oh, I forgot what it's called. Murder Before Evensong, which came out with the chap from Harry Potter. What's his name? Anyway, yeah. So you get to see all these places.
Rupert Grint? No.
No, what's his name? He played Neville.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. So that's a good series to watch. Actually, it's a good whodunit. It's Richard Coles, the vicar. He wrote the books.
Yeah.
And it's based on that. So that was on Channel 5, I think, was it? Yeah, earlier in the year. So, but yeah. So you get to see all these different places. Yeah. Sorry, I digress.
So are you fully booked up now for the year? Have you got work?
No, as I say, it comes in. It just comes in dribs and drabs. So beginning of this week I had nothing, and then like this week I've got a fitting tomorrow for a day in June, and then I've just been confirmed on this film, which is filming in July and August for a few weeks. So and if that happens, that's nice, But now sometimes you don't, sometimes you get the call, are you free tomorrow for something, and you don't know what it is, and then you get there and you're like really featured, and you think, oh gosh, I wasn't expecting to do this week. So it's great to do, it's great, and being a bit of a geek, a film geek anyway. So it's brilliant to sort of go and see these places and do these films and be in these franchise, So it's nice. It's nice.
And you've been in big ones, not like little ones.
No.
And you've lived, like I said, you've lived your childhood dreams, like you said, Mary Poppins, Star Wars.
Exactly, yeah, and Wonka, and that. So yeah, no, it's good. It's good to do, and anybody can do it,
We're coming to the end of the podcast, but we do ask one more favour. Is this time I've got Grogu.
Oh.
He's got some questions for you.
There's no popcorn in there.
No, there's no popcorn. Just questions. normally I have the Guardians of the Galaxy bucket, but I thought, why it's a Star Wars and Mandalorian and Grogu's out, we'll do this. So these are just random questions. It's just very, very simple. I don't even know what they are. It's all Grogu's doing, not me. I promise. So, what would your weapon of choice be in a zombie apocalypse?
Oh, weapon of choice. Gosh. Probably a machine gun, I think. You watch things like The Walking Dead, and it's you need to really get into that, don't you? So yeah, I think that. I don't think I'd be very good with an axe or anything, because I think I could stand back and use a machine gun. But yeah, it's a strange question.
I told you, these are really random questions. You'll never be asked these ever again, Nick, I promise you.
No.
So, second question, what Disney princess would you think would make the best spy?
Oh, Disney princess would make the best spy?
They are looking for a new James Bond.
Yeah,
I don't know about a Disney princess, but
probably Ariel because she can go underwater and hide and pop up here and there. Does that
see,
sound good?
there's no wrong answers. Yeah, there's no
No,
wrong answers.
I think so. Yeah.
That's why we like these questions, because it puts you on the spot and you're like, what are these questions? But they're brilliant. Right, so third question, hot chocolate, whipped cream or no whipped cream? Very important.
It used to be whipped cream, but lately it's been no whipped cream, unfortunately. Yeah, because I'm putting on a bit of weight, so I am quite good. I actually went the other day and had a hot chocolate, and they said, "Do you want whipped cream?" I said, "No, I won't have it." And then when it came, they put it on.
But you prefer whipped cream.
I do. Yes, I do. Yeah. Doesn't everyone?
Question 4, which smells better, fresh cut grass or fresh baked bread?
Fresh baked bread. Can't say it, but yes, because
It's hard, isn't it? Fresh baked bread.
Bread. Yeah, I've got hay fever. So I don't think, although it's a nice smell, I don't think I would like to stay around too long around the cut grass. But yeah, no, definitely fresh baked bread.
And the last question, if you was a fruit, what fruit would you be?
If I was a fruit, what fruit would I be? Gosh, no idea. What fruit would I be?
That's why I love these questions.
Yeah, I know.
Just so bizarre.
I'm not saying a banana because that's a carry-on answer. Oh, gosh, a pineapple, I think, because they're quite tough, aren't they? They've got a good hard skin, and you need. See,
that's what I love about the random questions. Yeah. Is people, they're so silly, but people take them so seriously. And like, oh yeah, what would I be?
Yeah, definitely. That's great.
Well, that's the end of the podcast. Thank you so much for joining us, Nick. We wish you the best for the future, and we will be looking out for you, mate.
Oh, no problem. Thank you ever so much for having me. It's been great fun. Thank you, and thank you for those questions. I'll remember those. Yeah, hopefully see some of you at Comic-Con soon.
I can just see you going back to your wife now and saying, "I was just asked a question. What fruit would I be?"
I know.
Anyway, have a good evening, mate. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Paul. Take
Cheers,
care.
mate. Bye-bye, mate.
Bye-bye.